Hi. I'm here to talk to you about 10 foods to avoid with eczema. There are some foods to avoid with eczema, and this is at all cost. If you want to prevent the condition or just try to avoid worsening it, you have to learn what not to include in your diet. The world is full with millions of different types of food, but certain medical conditions like eczema would narrow down those that you should eat. It's common knowledge that a person's diet plays a role in the overall health of that person. You are what you eat, and what you eat every day could definitely define the kind of life that you'd be leading years from now. If you want to prevent eczema, you need to make sure that you do not eat the worst triggers of the disease. And so without further ado, here are the 10 foods to avoid with eczema. 1. A fruit that has a high acidic content is a no-no when it comes to preventing the skin disease. Studies have confirmed that citrus acids are triggers of the disease, and are one of the worst ones at that. There is such a thing as too much fruit, especially to eczema sufferers, and these people could have bouts of eczema from eating even the smallest amounts of citric acid. Strawberries, blueberries, lemons, tomatoes, prunes and plums should be avoided. 2. Certain herbs should be avoided too. Many herbs have sweating and faster heart rates as side effects, and both of these aren't good for people with eczema. Specifically, try to avoid herbs that are considered as aphrodisiacs. Ginseng and yohimba are good examples of these herbs to avoid. 3. Milk, cheese, butter and all other dairy products could trigger eczema, as studies have confirmed. Those who are allergic to dairy products, especially cow's milk, have higher chances of being prone to eczema too. Lactose intolerance is also a likely culprit. However, you might want to make sure that it is healthy for you to not take anything dairy, as they are the most common sources of vitamin D and calcium. 4. Acidic fruits aren't the only kind of fruits to avoid. Did you know that a fresh fruit could trigger allergies, which could then lead to a bout of eczema? It isn't too rare for someone to experience eczema symptoms after the consumption of a fresh fruit, and the main reason behind this is in fact the pollens from the fruit. Pollens are allergens and they could affect more people than you might think. 5. Refined carbohydrates increase blood sugar. This means that the blood would have fewer places for nutrients. Taking excessively sweet foods increase eczema symptoms. Examples of these foods are maple syrup, pasta, jam, cakes, and many others. It is recommended that people prepare these things at home. 6. Allergens are most likely causes of eczema. Whatever might cause an allergic reaction might cause or aggravate eczema too. This means that nuts should be one of the 10 foods to avoid with eczema. Nut allergy is one of the most common allergies in the world, and it affects millions of Americans. 7. Wheat bread isn't good for a person with eczema, because wheat is actually a rare allergen. As byproducts of wheat can easily become airborne, they could easily be ingested as well as inhaled. Look at the ingredients and the contents of a food product before buying it. 8. Food preservatives can worsen eczema. This means that you might want to stay away from processed and pre-packaged food products. Benzoates, glutamates, sulfites, chemical additives and food coloring are triggers of eczema. It would be very difficult to avoid these food additives, and preparing food at home can help you avoid these triggers. 9. Some of the 10 foods to avoid with eczema are those with saturated fats. These fats could increase cholesterol and blood pressure. Having higher heart rates isn't good for a person suffering from eczema, and the substance itself promotes the scaling and the inflammation of the already affected patches of skin. Animal meats are sources of these saturated fats, and some of these meats are also processed. which gives you all the more reason to avoid them. 10. Because some people are highly allergic to seafood, it is highly recommended that it should be avoided too. Shellfishes like crabs, shrimps and lobsters are known to induce swelling in the mouth and throat, the inability or the lessened ability to breathe, as well as minor to major skin irritations and inflammations. Eczema is a skin condition characterized by itchy rashes that look like thick scales. There could be pain when the rashes turn into crusting and oozing blisters. It can cause pain in mild cases, but severe cases would be painful and severely discomforting. Curing it could be simple, but it has been said, time and time again, that preventing something is always better than curing it. Hope you found it useful. For more information please click the link in description.